Warning, the content you are about to hear on this podcast contains some explicit language in the context of song lyrics and interview quotes. Discretion is advised.
I think that I'm just a rock chick.
I would describe my music and my sound as Avril Lavigne.
It's the best damn thing.
Welcome back to another episode of the Best Damn Avril Lavigne podcast, a facts and trivia-based podcast about Canadian pop singer Avril Lavigne. I'm your host, Andrea DiFrancesco. In this edition of the Best Damn Avril Lavigne podcast, we discuss Avril's sixth album, Head Above Water. In this episode, we'll discover some interesting facts about this emotional album and the powerful anthems behind it. Before I launch into facts about Head Above Water, this would not be a proper episode without some facts I forgot to include in the previous episode. Last week's episode was all about Avril's self-titled album, and I realized after finishing the editing that I had forgotten one very specific fact about the song You Ain't Seen Nothin' Yet. We all remember when Avril participated as a guest judge during season 9 of the popular singing competition American Idol, but did you also know that this track off her 2013 album was used in the background of a contestant's audition during the show's 13th season in 2014? And now that we've covered everything about the Avril Lavigne album, let's move on to Head Above Water. As always, we'll begin with some facts and trivia about the album itself. Head Above Water is Avril's sixth studio album, and it was released from BMG Records on February 15, 2019. It was Avril's first album with BMG Records and her first studio album after recovering from a years-long battle with Lyme disease. It is the longest gap Avril has had between albums. Her previous album, Avril Lavigne, was released in November 2013, creating a gap of over 5 years between albums. The album contains 12 tracks and runs at a total of 41 minutes and 47 seconds. The album peaked at number 4 on the US iTunes All Genre chart and number 2 on the pop chart. The album debuted at number 13 on the Billboard 200 albums chart and sold over 28,000 copies in its first week, pure sales plus streams. At the time of this recording, this is her lowest entry for a studio album on that chart and her only album to debut outside of the top 10. It is also her lowest first week album sales and streams. However, Head Above Water performed better in the UK than her previous album, peaking at number 10 and selling over 5,000 copies. It was also her best charting album in Germany since The Best Damn Thing in 2007, debuting at number 3. It was also her sixth consecutive album to debut in the top 5 in her home country of Canada. It also reached number 1 on the US Billboard Independent and UK Independent Albums charts. To date, it has sold over 300,000 copies in the US and over 1 million copies worldwide. It received a mixed score on Metacritic of 55 out of 100 based on 12 critic reviews, her lowest scoring album on the site by critic reviews. However, it received a user score of 8.3, her highest rated album on the site by user score since Under My Skin. The album contains 1 self-written song, I Fell in Love with the Devil, and 2 self-produced songs, the aforementioned Devil and Warrior. In 2015, Avril posted photos on social media working in her home studio with her then-husband Chad Kroeger, frontman of the band Nickelback. Avril first teased the album on social media on December 24, 2016, saying it was going to be an amazing 2017 and hinted the album would be released sometime in 2017. For unknown reasons, the album was delayed until 2019. Throughout 2017 and 2018, Avril teased lyrics from various songs on social media. Black and white photos were a common theme. In one of the posts, Avril was wearing a winter coat and the caption said, "Storms are seasonal, but strength is forever." It is unclear whether this was a potential song lyric, but it never appeared in any of the songs on the final album. In another post, she wrote the caption, "When you are feeling crushed, remember you have a warrior inside of you waiting to fight." It's unclear if this was a lyric from an early draft of Warrior, but regardless, the lyric did not appear anywhere in that song or any others from the album. In March 2017, Avril released a short video announcing her deal with BMG Records. In November of the same year, she did a Facebook Live and stated that she was taking time to find the right producers for the project. The deal with BMG and studio time are the likely reasons why the album's production was delayed. Avril addressed the delay in an interview with Entertainment Weekly, saying, "The funny part is I was ready to record. It took a long time to find producers who were the right fit. I had written all the songs, and most producers don't want to take on songs that have already been completely written. So it was like, who can we get on board? I had different people produce Head Above Water until it was right. Because I'm very close to the music and I have a vision for it, the production ends up being a big part of it. It takes longer as opposed to being an artist and having songs handed to you." On February 7, 2018, she tweeted, "I'm so fucking pumped. Waking up so excited. February is a great month. I've started mixing my album and all of the pieces are finally coming together. These songs are so close to my heart. Wish me luck while I throw every last drop of me into these final stages. Time is power." On July 7, 2018, she confirmed the album cover was being shot that week. On August 18th, she posted that she was prepping for the music video shoot and confirmed music was coming in September. At the end of the month, she deleted almost all of her pictures from Instagram as a way to symbolize the start of a new era, a strategy that was popularized by Taylor Swift in 2017. On September 6, 2018, Avril posted a letter on her website addressed to fans, revealing details about the album and first single. She described recording the album as a victorious moment and a huge accomplishment. She went on to say, "It is a very strong, triumphant, powerful, and true record to me and my experiences over the last few years." The album title, cover, and tracklist were revealed on December 7th. It was originally scheduled for a fall 2018 release, but was pushed back to February 2019 for unknown reasons, possibly because the lead single did not perform well on the charts. The physical CD version lists 2018 as the copyright date. It also features the solo version of Dumb Blonde instead of the Nicki Minaj version, which was added on as a digital exclusive at the last minute. Several music outlets had confirmed they were sent the solo version as that was what was on the CD. For this album, Avril collaborated with new writers and producers, such as Zane Carney, Jonathan J.R. Rodham, John Levine, Mitch Allen, Travis Clark of the band We the Kings, pop singer Ryan Cabrera, Melissa Bell, Johan Carlson, Justin Gray, and Stefan Mochio. Additionally, she worked with previous collaborators like Bonnie McKee, though none of their songs had previously been included on an album, Chad Kroeger and Lauren Christie, former member of the songwriting team The Matrix, who worked with Avril on her debut album Let Go in 2002. Avril's collaboration with Travis Clark came about due to their mutual friendship with Ryan Cabrera, who was at Avril's house. Avril walked in on Travis playing her piano and liked what he was playing, asking if he'd like to write together sometime, sparking their collaboration. In a press statement, Avril further elaborated, "Writing Head Above Water with Travis Clark from We the Kings was such a beautiful experience. I started this song during a tough time battling Lyme disease a few years ago and thought my life was over. One night when I was starting to feel better, I had a party at my house and somehow Travis was there. I had never met him before. I found him on my piano and I just thought he was so unbelievably talented and I asked him to finish the song with me." Although they divorced in September 2015, Avril continued to work with her ex-husband Chad Kroeger, who played a huge part in getting Avril back into the studio and encouraging her during their recording sessions. Avril explained that he would try to calm her down when she got too emotional, since crying would tighten up her vocal cords and make it difficult for her to sing. Avril also reunited with Lauren Christie after many years as they were both in attendance at the Women in Harmony music event hosted by pop star BB Rexa in February 2018. In the album booklet, Avril gave her a special thank you and said, "I'm so grateful for the time we spent together creating again. I thank God for bringing you into my life." In an interview with American Songwriter magazine, Avril described the workflow when working with Christie. "When Lauren, Christie, and I get together, she's at the piano and I'm spitting out ideas and we do it together. Typically, like the last album, a lot of songs I do are the piano on my own." Though only one of their songs made the final cut of the album, Avril also worked on many tracks with musician Zane Carney. They met in 2015 through their mutual voice teacher Valerie Morehouse. In the interview with American Songwriter magazine, Avril described her typical process as coming up with a concept and a lot of lyrics, jotting everything down and then singing a cappella into her phone. "I send it to a producer and then he'll do a track and send it back, or I'll go sit down at the piano after I have a concept. I have a really special piano in my house, and it's been very inspiring and triggered a lot of ideas for my songwriting." She went on to say, "I'll write a song over the course of a few days, and it's like when no one's around, phones go off and everything shuts down when I'm supposed to be sleeping. Then I start hearing it all in my head. So I have to get up and grab my paper or take the notepad into the studio." Head Above Water is one of Avril's most personal albums to date, largely being written about her battle with Lyme disease. In a Twitter post on January 21st, 2018, she described the album as personal, dear, intimate, dramatic, raw, powerful, strong, and unexpected. "This record is a true emotional journey." Avril explained this was the first time she had been able to sit with the music and perfect it. She also said, "I was fresh off not singing for 2 years. I thought my voice would be weak. It ended up being stronger than ever. The break happened to actually be good for my vocal cords." Besides her usual pop rock songs, Avril also experimented with jazz and soul music, as well as acoustic songs and ballads. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly on February 11, 2019, Avril said, "I needed to evolve musically and not do the same pop rock thing over and over again." She also described the album as a return to her roots, since she had grown up singing gospel music in church. On her battle with Lyme disease, she said, "It was painful to face it, and I don't like to talk about it sometimes, but to turn it into music and put it out there into positive experiences to help others has been good." She revealed brief clips of each song on her Instagram page leading up to the album's release beginning February 5th. Her favorite tracks on the album include Birdie and I Fell in Love with the Devil. The album cover was shot by David Needleman and is completely black and white, her first black and white album cover since 2004's Under My Skin, and it is her only cover to have no color at all, since Under My Skin has a small amount of red coloring. Avril is also naked on the cover, hidden behind an acoustic guitar. This is the first time she has posed naked for an album cover, though she previously posed nude for the cover of the 2013 single Here's to Never Growing Up, and the second time she has used an instrument on an album cover. She previously posed on top of a piano for 2011's Goodbye Lullaby, and the back cover of Let Go features her holding an electric guitar. The font for the album is called Cinzel. The singles released from Head Above Water include Head Above Water, Tell Me It's Over, Dumb Blonde featuring Nicki Minaj, and I Fell in Love with the Devil. In April 2020, she released a re-recorded version of Warrior called We Are Warriors to support frontline workers during the COVID-19 pandemic. The album was considered for Best International Album at the 2020 GAFA Awards in Denmark and was nominated for Pop Album of the Year at the 2020 Juno Awards. It also won for Best 3 Albums at the Japan Gold Disc Awards in 2020. On June 16, 2019, Avril performed a medley of select hits at the 2019 Radio Disney Music Awards, rebranded as the Arties, a Radio Disney music celebration. She performed a medley of her 2002 hits Complicated and Skater Boy with her new songs Head Above Water and Dumb Blonde. She was also given the Shiro Award for her influence on young women and girls. She also gave a special acoustic performance at the Grammy Museum in September 2019. This is Avril's second album to contain a title track, the other being 2007's The Best Damn Thing. It is also her first album where she doesn't play any instruments other than The Best Damn Thing, though she did play a beer bottle on Girlfriend. In addition to the standard edition of Head Above Water, there is also a Japanese edition. A Target exclusive edition was originally announced, but it was pulled from the retailer for unknown reasons. On June 24, 2019, Avril announced a headlining tour to support the album called the Head Above Water Tour. It began on September 14, 2019 in Seattle, Washington, and concluded on October 11th in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. European and Asian legs were announced, but subsequently rescheduled to early 2021 due to the coronavirus pandemic. They were postponed again due to the ongoing pandemic, and as of the time of this recording, the new dates are yet to be announced. As of 2021, the following songs have never been performed live: Souvenir, Crush, Goddess, Bigger Wow, and Love Me Insane. With 7 out of 12 songs performed live, that is roughly 58% of the album performed live, making Head Above Water her least performed album to date. Her second least performed album is Goodbye Lullaby, which had 9 out of 14 songs performed, which is roughly 64%. In addition to We Are Warriors, Avril also participated in charity collaborations of Lean On Me by Bill Withers and Let It Be by the Beatles with various artists during the COVID-19 pandemic. She also participated in various live streams and performed acoustic versions of We Are Warriors, Head Above Water, and Keep Holding On. On October 16, 2020, Avril released a version of the Christmas hymn What Child Is This?, produced by Tommy Prophet for his Christmas album The Birth of a King. Because of the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, the Head Above Water era never came to an official end. After the release of We Are Warriors, Avril then began work on her 7th studio album, which is slated for release sometime this year. She is also due to go back on tour next year, but the dates have not been announced, and the tour will most likely be rebranded around the new album. It appears that the release of We Are Warriors and a live stream concert she did in October for the Avril Lavigne Foundation were the closing activities to the Head Above Water era. Now let's dive into some facts about each track. Track 1, Head Above Water, written by Avril Lavigne, Travis Clark, and Stefan Mochio, produced by Stefan Mochio. It was released as the lead single from Head Above Water on September 19, 2018. She posted a 30-second snippet of the track on September 13th. It was Avril's first single with BMG Records. This is the first ballad Avril has released as a lead single. This is also the first single Avril released after recovering from a years-long battle with Lyme disease and her first single from a studio album since 2015. According to the sheet music on musicnotes.com, the song is in the key of F major and shifts between 2/4 and 4/4 time signatures. Avril's vocal range spans from F3 to F5. The song peaked at number 1 on the US iTunes Pop Chart and Worldwide iTunes Chart. The song is also her first single to ever chart on the Christian charts, debuting at number 2 on US Christian Songs, which is the song's highest position on any chart. It stayed on the Christian chart for 26 weeks. It peaked at number 64 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart, her lowest charting lead single to date. It has been certified gold in the US for sales of over 800,000 copies. A version with Travis Clark of We the Kings was released on August 30th, 2019, and appears as a bonus track on the Japanese edition of Head Above Water. The single cover was shot in Avril's pool by David Needleman. Avril first performed the song live on Live with Jimmy Kimmel in a pre-taped performance a week before the single's release. She also performed it on the season 27 finale of the ABC program Dancing with the Stars as an accompaniment to the freestyle dance by finalists Alexis Wren and Ellen Burstyn. Avril explained she wrote the song one night while she thought she was dying from Lyme disease and felt like she was drowning. Her mother held her while Avril wrote the song, repeating the words, "God keep my head above the water." At that moment, Avril knew it sparked something in her to start writing. She explained that writing music was what helped her push through the disease and heal. In the letter posted on her website, she said, "I had accepted death and could feel my body shutting down. I felt like I was drowning, like I was going underwater and I just needed to come up for air, like I was in a river being pulled in a current, unable to breathe, praying to God for him to help me just keep my head above the water, to help me see through the stormy weather." In the interview with Entertainment Weekly, Avril further elaborated by saying it was that bad that night, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to make it. I think I was about to die because I had this weird feeling of, whoa, I feel like I'm on a cliff and I'm about to fall and it's dark. Coming out of it, I felt like I was underwater drowning, coming up for air. That's when I literally said, God help me keep my head above water. I wasn't even thinking about music. It just happened. Those were the worst years of my life as I went through both physical and emotional battles. I was able to turn that fight into music I'm really proud of. I wrote songs in my bed and on the couch and recorded there mostly as well. Words and lyrics that were so true to my experience came pouring out of me effortlessly. A lyric video was released on the same day as the song's release and contains footage of the ocean in Iceland with the lyrics written in a flowing script font fading onto the screen. The music video was shot in Vik in Myrdal, Iceland, and directed by Elliot Lester. A stunt double was used for the more physically involved scenes while Avril's scenes were shot in front of a green screen. The music video was released on Avril's 34th birthday and includes a message at the end of the video to support the Avril Lavigne Foundation to help support treatment for Lyme disease. It was performed as the opening number of the Head Above Water tour, the first time she has ever opened a concert tour with a ballad. Scenes from the music video were played as an intro before Avril came out to the stage wearing a white gown and crown. At the show at the Greek Theater in Los Angeles on September 18, 2019, Avril featured a small orchestra during her set who accompanied her on Head Above Water. She also performed it for many live stream events during the COVID-19 pandemic, including a newly arranged version for the Fight Lyme with Avril concert for the Avril Lavigne Foundation in October 2020. She often changed the pronouns to our instead of my, such as keep our heads above the water. In a press release, Avril stated, "We worked so hard on this track and were able to take my story and put it out in the world. I hope that my words in this song and our voices bring you hope, faith, light, and strength, and that you are also able to keep your head above the water." Track 2, Birdie, written by Avril Lavigne and Jonathan J.R. Rodham, produced by Jonathan J.R. Rodham. Avril worked with J.R. Rodham for several months, but this is the only song from those sessions to make the final cut. Avril described the song as being one of her favorites and that it was written during a time when she felt trapped. She also mentioned that several of her friends listed it as a favorite. In the interview with Entertainment Weekly, Avril said, "I had that concept in my head 2 years before I wrote it. I was feeling bad. I kept saying to myself, I feel like I'm a bird locked up in a cage. I feel like I'm in jail. I was just stuck with a bunch of shit. That's where that concept came from. It's not necessarily about my illness, but about other stuff in my life. I love that song because it has an empowering message of standing up for yourself, doing something about a situation you're in, taking charge, and removing yourself. I think a lot of people can relate to that, whether that's a toxic relationship they're in or they're not happy with their job." As of 2021, the song has only been performed live once as part of the VIP soundcheck of the Fight Lyme with Avril livestream concert held by the Avril Lavigne Foundation on October 24, 2020. The arrangement was slowed down and became more R&B influenced. Track 3, I Fell in Love with the Devil, written and produced by Avril Lavigne, co-produced by Chris Basford. Avril described the song as being her favorite on the album. This is the 4th album containing songs solely written by Avril. She also wrote all of the lyrics to 4 songs on Under My Skin, half the songs on Goodbye Lullaby, and 2 songs from Avril Lavigne. This is also the 2nd album containing songs she produced. She previously produced 2 songs on Goodbye Lullaby. Though Avril produced the song, she is not listed in the credits in the album booklet. This is one of 2 songs on Head Above Water that Avril produced, the other being Warrior. It is the longest song on Head Above Water, running at 4 minutes and 15 seconds. Avril uploaded a teaser clip of the track on February 7, 2019, writing, "Sometimes your heart conflicts with your head and leads you into situations that you know aren't right, and then once you're there, it's very difficult to get out." On July 31, 2019, Avril appeared on an episode of Genius where she discussed the song lyric by lyric and delved deeper into the song's inspiration. She revealed that she wrote the verses around 3 o'clock in the morning and would often fall asleep in bed with her notebooks and pens splattered all over the sheets. She explained that the song's subject had asked her to marry him and harassed her after she rejected him. Many fans speculated the song was inspired by her ex-boyfriend and album collaborator J.R. Rodham, but this has never been confirmed by Avril herself. It was first performed live on The Late Late Show with James Corden on April 30, 2019. Avril was originally scheduled to perform her current single at the time, Dumb Blonde, but seemed to make a last-minute change. She wrote a post on social media from backstage at the show on April 28th, wearing a pair of red leggings with the caption, "Sometimes you just gotta grab the bull by the horns." This prompted I Fell in Love with the Devil to be released as the 4th single from Head Above Water. It was announced as the next single on June 7, 2019, and was released on June 28th. It was officially released to radio on July 29th and received a radio edit that removed the orchestra sections from the beginning and end of the track, making the song only 3 minutes and 38 seconds long. Despite being released as an official single, the song did not chart on any mainstream radio charts. Its highest peak was number 6 on the China Airplay FL chart. Avril held a contest online for fans to help design the single cover and gave the winner $1,000. The music video was directed by Elliot Lester, who previously directed the video for Head Above Water. It features Avril driving a hearse with her own body in a coffin and dancing with the devil, who is played by her Head Above Water collaborator Zane Carney. The video was shot on June 25, 2019 at Golden Oak Ranch in Newhall, California. Golden Oak Ranch is an 890-acre movie ranch owned by the Walt Disney Studios and has been used in several films. Some fun Easter eggs in the video are the license plate on the hearse Avril drives, which says Corpsey, and the back of the hearse says Just Buried, a parody of vehicles that say Just Married after a couple weds. A slightly different version of the track was used for the music video, which features an excerpt from the bridge and the song's intro, as well as a brief interlude before the bridge. Avril plays an enormous black grand piano in the video while wearing a dramatic red gown. The video features several crucifixes and crosses. A making of the video was uploaded to Avril's YouTube channel on July 29th. According to this video, Zane Carney mentioned the graveyard scenes were shot at 2 o'clock in the morning. He also mentioned that despite not being a writer or producer on this song, he did play baritone guitar. The song title and images from the video drew controversy, with some claiming it was anti-Christian and satanic. It was performed on the Head Above Water tour as part of the encore, with Avril wearing a red gown and performing with a sparkly red microphone. She accompanied herself on piano, similar to the music video. At the show at the Greek Theater in Los Angeles on September 18, 2019, Avril featured a small orchestra during her set who accompanied her on I Fell in Love with the Devil. Track 4, Tell Me It's Over, written by Avril Lavigne, Melissa Bell, Ryan Cabrera, Johan Carlson, and Justin Gray, produced by Johan Carlson. It was announced as the second single from Head Above Water on December 5, 2018, and was released on December 12th, along with the album's pre-order. The song has a vintage Motown-inspired feel, a big departure from Avril's usual pop rock sound. It has a total of 5 writers, the most writers on any song on the album. It is speculated by fans that the song initially existed for Melissa Bell and that Avril purchased the song and added a few changes. It did not chart on any mainstream radio chart despite being released as a single. In the US, it charted at number 36 on the US Digital Song Sales chart. Its highest peak was number 20 on Canadian Hot Digital Song Sales. The official music video premiered on the same day as the song's release and was directed by Erica Silverman. It shows the story of a romance and subsequent breakup and features Avril's first on-screen kiss with a male lead. The music video contains product placement for Avril's clothing line Abby Dawn and features Avril playing piano. The song is about getting out of a toxic relationship. Avril described it as an anthem about being strong, finally putting your foot down, and closing the door on a relationship that you know is wrong after time and time again of falling for their games. If someone doesn't treat you the way you deserve to be treated, don't put up with it. It's understandably so hard because in the past, every time you saw them, they sucked you in and you fell right back into their web, but not anymore starting now. The vocals and the lyrics are very vulnerable, which is reflective of the feelings I had in relationships like these. I wanted to write something classic and have been inspired by some of the timeless queens I listen to every day at home: Billie Holiday, Ella Fitzgerald, Aretha Franklin, and Etta James. They represent women who stand up for women and aren't going to put up with a man's bullshit anymore. It was performed for some shows of the Head Above Water tour with Avril singing it in a lower key. It was performed on Late Night with Seth Meyers on September 30th, 2019, and during the live stream event Live from Ryan's Living Room for the Avril Lavigne Foundation in December 2018. Track 5, Dumb Blonde, written by Avril Lavigne, Bonnie McKee, and Mitch Allen, produced by Mitch Allen. It was released as the third single from Head Above Water on February 12, 2019, just 3 days before the album's release. A lyric video was released on the same day as the single. In the US, Dumb Blonde peaked at number 24 on US pop digital songs, but did not appear on any other mainstream radio charts in the US. It also peaked at number 92 on the Canadian Hot 100. Its highest peak position was number 14 on Japan Hot Overseas. Avril has written songs with Bonnie McKee in the past, but this was the first song to make the cut of an album. It was first performed live in a pre-recorded performance for the Honda Stage series in a partnership with Honda and iHeartRadio, which was released to Avril's YouTube channel on February 15, 2019. A digital exclusive version was released featuring rapper Nicki Minaj on the bridge, and Nicki is credited with writing her rap. The lyrics by Nicki reference her 2014 album The Pink Print and single No Frauds. Some speculate the lyrics were also a diss to rival rapper Cardi B. The day before the single's release, Nicki tweeted, "I used to drive to my job at Red Lobster playing this woman's album for an hour straight every day for months, crying to I'm With You, blasting Complicated, Things I'll Never Say, Nobody's Fool, Skater Boy, OMG, hashtag Dumb Blonde tomorrow. This woman is so unbelievably talented." It's believed that the collaboration with Nicki was a last-minute addition to the album, as the tracklist had been confirmed in December 2018 without Nicki listed on the credits. The tracklist was then updated on February 7, 2019 on Amazon with Nicki listed, and the length of the song changed from 3 minutes and 8 seconds to 3 minutes and 34 seconds. That same day, Avril uploaded a 9-second teaser clip of the track, along with a caption explaining the song's inspiration. The solo version with a rap verse by Avril appears on the physical version of the album only. There is a clean and explicit version. In the clean version, the lyric, "I am a fucking cherry bomb," is replaced with "I am a freaking cherry bomb." "If you're a strong bitch" is replaced with "if you're a strong chick." And "if you don't take no shit" is replaced with "if you've had enough of this." A record scratch effect is placed over "fucked up." When Avril performed the song on the Radio Disney Music Awards, she replaced the line "I'm a freaking cherry bomb" with "I am a ticking cherry bomb," and "bombshells raising hell now" with "bombshells can't you tell now." A demo version has some different lyrics in the bridge. Instead of "if you're a strong bitch, a bring it on bitch, then sing along if you've had enough of this," it's "then sing along if you don't take no shit." Instead of "when it gets fucked up, don't ever shut up, you gotta stand up, you gotta fight," it's "you gotta stand up and fight for it." Avril explained that she wrote the song about a person in her life who did not respect her independence as a woman. Fans speculate it is about J.R. Rodham, who Avril dated briefly in 2017 and wrote many songs with for the album. In the caption of the teaser she posted on Instagram, she wrote, "I had this fucking loser in my life who was threatened by my strength, confidence, and independence as a woman. I brought it to Bonnie McKee and Mitch Allen, who helped me bring it to life. I was belittled and made to feel bad for who I was. A leader, someone with a vision and opinions, someone who has strength, desire, passion, and goals. Never let anyone put you down for being who you are. Stand up, fight, be you, love, be genuine, kind. Find yourself and own it. Fuck stereotypes. If you're a strong person and your partner can't handle you, go find someone who has enough self-confidence and can support you and lift you up and inspire you in your life. As an equal, a friend, not someone who needs to take you down to make themselves feel better because of their low self-esteem. Yes, women should build each other up, but so should men and women." The song was featured in the trailer for the 2019 film The Hustle, starring Anne Hathaway and Rebel Wilson. The cheerleader drum beats have drawn comparisons to Holla Back Girl by Gwen Stefani and Avril's 2007 album The Best Damn Thing. Her vocals were compared to the American punk rock band MIA, and the song in general was compared to American rock artists Joan Jett and Sleigh Bells. While Dumb Blonde was praised by many critics, it was named the 4th worst song of 2019 by Forbes magazine, who called it a failed attempt at a girl power anthem. The song is about not being stereotyped for being a blonde woman and is a self-empowerment anthem for women. In the interview with Entertainment Weekly, Avril said, "It's something I actually went through where I had an experience with someone calling me a dumb blonde. I was like, ooh, that's a good concept and title. It started as a misogynist intimidated by my independence. I just thought that was really unfair. If you're a leader or you're a strong woman or someone who has an opinion or is driven, you shouldn't be made to feel bad about that. Men, or anyone for that matter, should embrace that and not put you down because of their own insecurities." That's really what that song is about. There were plans to film a music video for the song, but the video was ultimately scrapped. Avril was originally scheduled to perform Dumb Blonde on The Late Late Show with James Corden, but made a last-minute switch to her favorite track, I Fell in Love with the Devil. Promo plans for Dumb Blonde were ultimately changed in favor of promoting Devil. A version without the bridge was performed live on the Head Above Water tour with the lyric video playing behind her. Track 6, It Was In Me, written by Avril Lavigne and Lauren Christy, produced by Johan Carlson and Lauren Christy. Avril described It Was In Me as a song about turning to oneself and to God in times of crisis and finding inner strength. Avril teamed up with Lauren Christy, a former member of the songwriting team The Matrix, who helped Avril write hit songs such as Complicated, Skater Boy, and I'm With You from her debut album Let Go. This is the first time the pair have worked together since 2002. Fans have noted that It Was In Me sounds similar to Avril's 2002 hit I'm With You, also written with Lauren Christy. Avril explained she wanted to write a part 2 of I'm With You because it's her favorite song to sing live. A demo version featuring vocals by Lauren Christy was leaked online. It features an extra verse and slightly different lyrics in the chorus. Instead of all of this time I finally realized it was in me, the demo version has all of this time it wasn't in your eyes, it was in me. It was performed at some shows of the Head Above Water tour in a lower key, and Avril sang the original demo lyrics. It's speculated that it was to be released as the last single from Head Above Water to coincide with the European and Asian tour legs, but plans were scrapped once COVID happened. Track 7, Souvenir, written by Avril Lavigne, Lauren Christy, and John Levine, produced by John Levine and Lauren Christy. The song is about saying goodbye to a summer romance and wanting to keep it as a souvenir. The song is thought to be adapted from a Head Above Water reject called In Touch, which was written by pop star BB Rexa. As of 2021, the song has never been performed live. Track 8, Crush, written by Avril Lavigne, Zane Carney, and Johan Carlson, produced by Johan Carlson. The song is jazz-inspired and is about not wanting to get hurt in a new relationship. Avril worked with Zane Carney for several months, but this is the only song from those sessions to make the final cut. Avril first teased the song in a social media post with a black and white photo of her with an electric guitar with the caption, "You Make Me Lose Control," a lyric from the song. Zane Carney recorded a cover of this song on a Twitch live stream on June 29, 2020. He stated that the lyrics have been changed several times over the course of writing and that the song initially had a different bridge. Avril has not performed it live as of 2021. Track 9, Goddess, written by Avril Lavigne, Johan Carlson, and Ross Golan, produced by Johan Carlson. The song is about how Avril's boyfriend treats her like a goddess and thinks she's perfect. As of 2021, it has not been performed live. Track 10, Bigger Wow, written by Avril Lavigne, Lauren Christy, and John Levine, produced by John Levine and Lauren Christy. It is the shortest song on the album, running at 2 minutes and 55 seconds. It was featured in the opening credits of the 2019 Hallmark movie Flip That Romance. It is about wanting something bigger and better in life and not settling for less than what you deserve. As of 2021, it has not been performed live. Track 11, Love Me Insane, written by Avril Lavigne and Lauren Christy, produced by Lauren Christy and John Levine. The song is more R&B inspired and is about falling in love. Avril explained she began writing the song on her piano at home and then brought it to Lauren to help her finish it. As of 2021, it has not been performed live. Track 12, Warrior, written by Avril Lavigne, Travis Clark, and Chad Kroeger, produced by Avril Lavigne. Avril first teased the song on Instagram on December 31st, 2016, and posted a picture of her notebook with the lyric, "I'm a warrior," written inside. This is one of 2 songs on Head Above Water that Avril produced herself, the other being I Fell in Love with the Devil. The song is about gaining strength and overcoming obstacles in life. It contains several references to battles and fighting. It is one of the first 2 songs Avril wrote during her health struggle, the other being Head Above Water. She described the song as being about the health battle I continue to fight every day. I hope my songs can help you find strength if you need it. There is a demo version as well as an acoustic version that leaked just before the release of Head Above Water. On April 21st, 2020, Avril announced she would be releasing a re-recorded version of the song called We Are Warriors to benefit Project Hope during the COVID-19 pandemic. It was released on April 24th with minor lyric and production changes. Proceeds from the song benefited the Avril Lavigne Foundation and Project Hope to provide personal protective equipment for medical professionals during the COVID-19 crisis. Pop violinist Lindsey Sterling was featured on the track. On her decision to release the single, she said, "I was at home racking my brain like what could I do? Everyone out there on the front lines, they are warriors." On her collaboration with Lindsey Sterling, she said, "She's so talented and she and I were wanting to work together for a very long time, so this was the perfect opportunity." An official music video was released on May 1st, 2020 with clips of frontline workers interspersed with clips sent in by fans giving a shout out to someone they considered to be a warrior. The video was filmed entirely in black and white and featured some world landmarks completely empty. Avril's scenes were shot in her backyard and home studio on an iPhone. It was performed at some shows of the Head Above Water tour, as well as several live performances for live stream events during COVID, including the Fight Line with Avril concert for the Avril Lavigne Foundation. It peaked at number 24 on US digital song sales. Its highest peak position was number 23 on Hot Canadian Digital Songs. That's everything you need to know about Avril's 6th studio album, Head Above Water. We've now officially covered all of her studio albums up to this point, and this will be the last episode about her albums for a while, as we eagerly await her 7th studio album. In the meantime, I'll be covering lots more facts and trivia about Avril and hopefully including some guests to have some interesting conversations about her career, so be sure to stay tuned for that. For now, we conclude this edition of the Best Damn Avril Lavigne podcast. You can subscribe anywhere you listen to podcasts so you never miss an episode. If you enjoyed this episode, tune in next time for episode 8, where I'll be discussing all the B-sides and bonus tracks for each of Avril's studio albums. It's all coming up next time on the Best Damn Avril Lavigne podcast. The Best Damn Avril Lavigne podcast is hosted, produced, and edited by Andrea DiFrancesco. Theme music is HD and Lights by J. Powell Flicks. Follow the latest podcast news on Instagram at bestdamnavrilpod or email bestdamnavrilpod@yahoo.com.